Do you want to learn an advanced printmaking technique so that you have a 2-color print? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello, my talented artists. Content, be sure to subscribe because it will come up on your feed, a little notification from me, sort of. Look at your prints and put them in order of your best print to your least successful print. So I think this one is the best. It has a clean border. It looks like it has just the right amount of ink. And it's almost centered perfectly. I think this one is the second best. Needed a little more ink there. And this one is definitely the least successful. It's smudged, too much ink. I want you to take out your 3 least successful prints. You are going to start by practicing the 2-color technique with your least successful prints. This will give you some practice. And then you can move on to 1 or 2 of your more successful prints. Keeping in mind, you can leave some. If you love this and it's beautiful and you don't want it to change, just save it. You don't need to do 2 colors. You can leave it 1 color. Let's get our least successful prints ready. Let's get that 2-color printing process going. To prepare our plates for 2-color prints, we need to alter our plate in some way. And a great way to, do it for the first time is just to remove the leaf shape from the outer edge, from the background. Don't rip or destroy either part because you might want to use either one. We need to make sure our pencils are nice and sharp, and we are going to just dig down around the outline, on the outline. We are going to carve all the way through on the outside line. But we want to make sure that we're not damaging either the leaf part of the plate or the background part of the plate. Be gentle. Go slow. Remember, slow and low. That is the tempo. If you want to be careful, you gotta go slow. Oops. I just messed it up. That's okay. As we know, we mess up. Sometimes I notice that people, when they make a mistake, they have a wave of emotion, which the person allows their emotions to overwhelm them, and then they do something to make the mistake worse or to enhance the mistake. Don't take mistakes too seriously. It's normal to have lots of emotions if you make a mistake. I highly recommend taking a few breaths, maybe just stopping, removing yourself from whatever situation you're in, and coming back when you have a little bit of perspective, which means you're looking at the big picture. Most mistakes are not the end of the world. Most mistakes are not as impactful as they feel in the beginning. You might spill something and think it's a huge deal, but really just clean it up. It's okay. I can also look at the back. I can see this one has gone through. If you can see your drawing from the back, you can go in and kind of connect some of the lines that are already carved some of the way through. Be very careful. Go over the lines as much as you need to separate the background from the leaf, and go slow. Aim like you're an archer. Sometimes when I'm going on a curvy line, I can pretend I'm a race car driver driving on that line, but a slow race car driver, not a fast race car driver. A few little short lines are helpful. If a place doesn't separate right away, don't rip it. Just go back and gently go over it with your pencil, pressing nice and hard, making sure your pencil is sharp. There. I lost a little bit of my tip. That looks pretty good though. All right, so now I have two pieces. I have the background and I have my subject, which is the leaf. So be careful with both pieces. I am going to tape, because look, this is fragile. So I'm going to tape the back. Oops, the stem didn't come out. Wah. That's sad. All right, well, that happens. The leaf may go off the plate. If it does, then you need to make it into a square, make sure it's the right shape and nice and flat, and then we'll tape it on the back. My plate wants to close up here, but I want to keep the stem alive on my print. So I'm just gonna tape the back very carefully. Some of you may not need to tape. Do not fold your tape around to the front, because again, we do not want that to be part of the print. The next decision you're gonna make is if you want to print the background a different color and leave your leaf, whatever color it is in the first print, or if you want to change the color of your leaf. So that's your next decision. I feel like the outside could do with a little more color, so I am going to use my background. So I'm gonna leave my print that I want to add another color to on my table. It is ready for me to print. Just gonna match it up, get a feel for it. And now I'm only gonna take this part of my plate. And now that we have removed some of our plate, it is going to be more fragile. And so, but since your background does not have any carving on it, it shouldn't take too long to cover it up. Okay, remember to always leave the table with the brayer on its elbows. And you're going to carefully bring your plate back to your table. Remember that if your fingers get a little bit of ink on them, use your little sponges in the middle of the table to remove the ink, and you can use your messy paper to wipe your fingers dry. This is a tricky process. You don't want to stick your fingers onto the ink side, so you want to just go on the edges, and you are going to line up your plate with your existing image on your print and press it down. Now, one thing that I did notice is that some of you forgot to flip your paper before you started pressing and rubbing to transfer the ink onto your paper. My border is clean now, so I want to make sure that it stays clean. I am going to flip over my paper and carefully rub my print. And you can see, look, I got a little ink on there, but it's the back, so it's really not that big a deal. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that contrast. That is a nice 2-color print. It's ready to go in the drying rack. I want to show you also, I applied ink to the leaf part of my plate, and now I'm carefully lining it up and pressing it down with a finger. Don't smear it back and forth. Gently press, flip it, just really, really rub great. Get all the areas of your leaf. Okay, let's see how it goes here, folks. Wow, I like it. It's beautiful. I can't wait to see what you do with your 2-color prints. Don't forget, every time you make a print, put it in the drying rack so nothing happens to it on the table where the messy stuff is happening.